I guess cycling through Chicago winters, day to day, year after year, forces you to really come to terms with the reasons that drove you to start biking year-round.
Looks just like the sun, looks just like it, looks just like the sun, looks just like it.
After a while, cycling becomes more than just good exercise and a great time.
But I'm breathing, thinking
You become more aware of the world around you. The war for oil in Iraq, global warming and the environmental disasters that have sprung loose, hundreds of thousands of lives lost to vehicular violence. Car culture is spinning a web of destruction that seems to be choking the life out of everything around us.
tree of antlers on his head, weary red split open eyes.
If you're like me, those reasons didn't get you on a bike, but they make it a lot easier to stay on one. The more you ride, the further you seem to divorce yourself from the mayhem of car culture. Still, every cold, shitty day is a slap in the face to your resolve. But every winter you bike through provides a form of absolution.
But I'm breathing, thinking one. Here we go.
I guess taking the enlightened road would have me peacefully cycling away to my own private nirvana. But I can't just turn away and not look back as the world goes to hell.
Gold and red, the colors change, so can't forget.
What a happy coincidence that the auto industry chooses to celebrate its gleeful disregard for everything sacred right in the frozen middle of bike winter. For this is the time of the year that I'm at my self-righteous best, and the icy jewel in the frosty crown of each bike winter is the car show Shutdown.
Coming down the mountain, one of many children. Everybody has their own opinion. Everybody has their own opinion. Holding it back, hurts so bad. Jump on out of my flesh and I'll slay ya. Yes, yeah.
Say no to the Chicago Auto Show! Say no to the Chicago Auto Show!
Cashing now, honey. Cashing now. Cashing now, baby.
Each new year, my resolution is to take a closer look at the chart of our ailing car culture. The symptoms are generally clearly evident. You can see them on the news, and even in the commercials on during the news.
Isn't the cause of an accident? Yeah, like watching TV, commercial comes on.
Advertisers love to show us how airbags are saving lives, even though traffic fatalities haven't decreased in a decade. Recent results show deaths due to vehicular violence are on the rise.
Retro cars are in, and people have a lot of nostalgia.
The auto industry takes great pains and even greater expense to minimize the perception of just how damaging cars are to human life and the Earth's environment. After all, traffic accidents are so mundane, so everyday. The message is, don't worry, we've got you covered. Brush it off. Hurry up and get on with your busy life. In the last 10 years, the U.S. has continually lost over 37,000 people each year to vehicular violence. just over 39,000 people in 2005. No disrespect to the victims of 9/11 and the ensuing war on terror, but that's a paper cut compared to the bloodbath we willingly climb into each year. Looking at U.S. casualties since 2001, just under 3,000 people were killed in the September 11th attacks in New York, Washington, and Pennsylvania. 3,500 soldiers have been killed in Iraq and Afghanistan. We can attribute a total of 6,500 deaths due to terrorism and warfare since 2001. Due to vehicular violence, the United States has lost 192,463 people since 2001. And that's not including the statistics from 2006, which would put us well over 200,000. We will spend billions of dollars searching for the dirty bombs, and we'll throw away thousands of lives hunting down all the terrorists. But our dirty little secret is that the dirty bombs are parked in every garage, in every house, in every neighborhood across America. And chances are you know the sniper that's going to take you out because they live right down the street from you. Hard to recognize genocide when it comes one death at a time.
Tonight, many who knew Maya are sickened by this tragedy.
And it's hard to notice climate change until it's changed life on Earth as you know it. The news media is starting to put a much brighter spotlight on the issue of global warming.
If ice melts earlier in the spring by as little as a week, it has significant impacts on polar bears.
And our government is ever so slowly responding. The polar bear has been added to the endangered species list, and global warming is being linked to the declining polar bear population. If you saw Al Gore's film, An Inconvenient Truth, you might remember an animation that demonstrates the trouble polar bears are running, or should I say swimming into. It imagines the scene of a polar bear being denied relief from a long swim by trying to rest on a floating ice pack. It struck me as being very realistic, especially showing that the polar bear would just keep swimming on, seemingly unfazed. I tried to think of a polar bear just chugging along without fear. Does the bear really know she's fucked? No. There has to be fear. The bear knows the great feeling of relief and safety that the ice pack would offer. Therefore, the polar bear must know the fear and desperation of swimming towards a vast open expanse of water with no relief in sight. Keep in mind, the polar bear embodies millions of years of survival skills. The bears just don't swim off into the horizon and drop. The problem is we have changed the polar bear's home at a pace greater than their ability to adapt. In the last seconds before its great big heart gives out and its lungs fill with cold salt water as it slips beneath the surface, the bear has to be thinking, what is happening? Where is the ice? It reminded me of a similar feeling I had a year ago, watching the devastation of Katrina on television. I thought Katrina was the symbol that would hit the hardest at last year's car show Shutdown. I decided to put my graphic design skills to use and create some protest banners that would rival the ones promoting the show. The ideas all came from news leading up to last year's car show. Most people were suffering economically, and with gas prices at an all-time high, it was more than a little hard to take to see oil companies making record profits. George W. Bush never fails to deliver in his annual State of Disunion address. The Texas oil man calls the kettle black.
America is addicted to oil, which is often imported from unstable parts of the world. The best way to break this addiction is through technology.
Priceless. What a monkey. And isn't it strange how two terrible tastes taste terrible together? SUVs and hurricanes. I chose the worst of each type, a Hummer and Katrina.
Desperation tentacles. I've been alone since '89. We've got a man straight in disguise. They know 3 completes the 5. This is a church that should believe. They all want a freedom cause, 'cause they all need to dream a cause. They all need to be a cause. You've got all and it's pretty good, but I seem to be in disbelief. You come in, check my time. You've got fornication crimes. I've seen your death on television. Cue a mortal childlike time. Separation is divine. Here is a strike beneath your knee. fuck the cops.
It took a couple of weeks of extracurricular effort, but it felt really good displaying our protest banners in the Critical Mass Art Show. And the best part of any Critical Mass event is the wonderful people you meet.
All right, beer run with the bike escorts. So what got you guys to start the bike? Well, maybe let's start with what are the bike escorts?
Well, we're basically a service for people who either don't want to bike alone or are too afraid to go out in the streets alone, or people who are already biking but just would like to have some company.
Okay. How does it work? Like, so I mean, have you had clients so far?
We've had one.
One?
We just started this week.
Oh, just this week?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm catching this on the ground floor.
Yeah.
Actually, we're actively recruiting new bike escorts so we can expand our service.
Oh, okay. I could be one of your gigolos then.
You could be a bike escort as well.
It is tough getting started.
It is.
I know I was really scared initially, and it just really took a lot of, just trial and error and just getting out there, and then finally you kind of hit your stride. So you're helping people find their stride then?
Yeah.
Cool.
Walking away.
Thanks.
Bye.
Yeah. Oh God, are they adorable?
And special shout out to everybody who brought food. Thank you very much for feeding us hungry people. And for Rachel. Rachel brought the tamales. We wanted to let you know that we're taking donations at the door. If anybody would like to help support the effort, support the space, and support Bike Winter, you're more than welcome to drop a couple bucks in the hat. And we have some music starting really soon. Does anybody else have any bikey announcements?
We love you, Kathy!
Kathy Schubert.
was wondering about
The Chicago Cycling Club is proud to invite all of you to view the movie Still We Ride, which is about the New York City critical mass and the problem we're having with the New York City police. You can come to the Chicago Public Library, Lincoln Park Branch at Fullerton and Racine. The meeting starts at 6:30 with a social hour with 3 bagels, New York style. And then we have our little announcements, and then we will see the 37-minute film called Still We Ride. And there'll be some people there who were in New York, one of whom got arrested during the Republican National Convention, the first critical mass where they did start the arrests. And there will be some people who were arrested here at our last critical mass. So the discussion should be even more interesting than the film.
It's going to be an ongoing series of events to encourage people to speak up about our current political situation. So I encourage you all to investigate Democracy Burlesque. They're going to be doing some haiku poems and some different things this coming Tuesday night after the event that Kathy mentioned. So be aware of that and just keep your eye out for further events coming, because these people mean business and it's a really great thing to get involved with if you want your voice heard. So anything else? Let's have some music.
Everybody ride your bike everywhere you have to go. I don't have a bike! You don't have a bike? Steal one, damn it!
I want to fly like an eagle.
After a night of celebration, I was ready to drift off to a well-deserved drunken slumber. In the morning, I would awake to join my fellow cyclistas and do battle for the hearts and minds of the American car-buying public.
We love all of you very much. It's good to see you. So let's get fucked up.
Thanks, Graham.
With my roadkill suit as a coat of shining armor, my banners strapped to my aluminum steed, I was ready to bring it to them where they live.
You say no to the Chicago Auto Show!
Say no to the Chicago Auto Show!
We know who, right?
Oh, look at those bastards. Live green, go yellow.
Alright. Live green! Go by bike!
Thank you, Todd.
Get out, Detroit! Shutdown the car show! Detroit is not our model. It's time for a new city! It's time for a new way!
Song I hate. It's the song I hate. And yeah, the president sucks. But she's a war-pig fuck. Shit is out of luck. It's the song I hate. It's the song I hate. Another Nazi attack. The skinhead is cracked. My blood is black. It's the song I hate. It's the song I hate. We're banging pots and pans to make you understand. We're gonna bury you, man. It's the song I hate. It's the song I hate. I'm a human wreck, a redneck in check. I killed a teacher's cat. It's the song I hate. 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 It's the song I hate.
Shutdown Festival! Give it up, man! Chicago 2006 Shutdown Fest! Thank you. We're here because we have a message for the auto show. A message for the oil and automobile industries. A message for everyone involved with the spectacle inside this building. Our message is, no thank you. No thank you. We don't need any more cars in Chicago. No thank you. We don't need any more highways. No thank you. We don't need No, thank you. No, thank you. We don't need any more urban sprawl, any more road rage, any more traffic congestion. No, thank you. We don't need any more of our money shipped overseas for oil. No, thank you. No, thank you. We don't need to have the highest asthma death rate in the country here in Chicago. No, thank you.
No thanks!
No, thank you. We don't need motor vehicle crashes to be the #1 killer of children in the United States. No, thank you. No, thank you. We don't need over 40,000 Americans to die in car crashes every year. No, thank you. Here's some things that we do need. We need more choices. We need more viable options for transportation. Thank you. We need more public transit. We need more support for walking and cycling. We need more development planned around people, not cars. Yes. We need more freedom. Freedom that comes from having real choices in transportation. Freedom isn't about having a choice between Ford and Chevy, between Chevron and Texaco. Freedom is about being able to say, I'm going to get around under my own power. I don't need to pay for gas, insurance, parking. I don't need to buy a shiny new car. No. We're showing off the real vehicles of the future here today. The automobile age is ending. Cars will go the way of the dinosaurs that fueled them. Yes. The future of Chicago, of this nation, of this world belongs to us. Not to the oil and automobile industries. It belongs to the people of Chicago. So we're here today to shut down this auto show. We're here to say, no thank you. We don't need any more cars in Chicago. No, thank you. We don't want any more cars in Chicago. No, thank you. So pack up your auto show. Go back to Detroit. Take your oil back overseas. Leave our city. No, thank you. We don't want your cars. We don't want any more cars in Chicago. We've had enough. We're saying no. Thank
Woo! Well said!
Yeah, you ride a bike? I do, on the Katy Trail in Missouri. But what I find interesting is, we're in a war, and what I find interesting is, last time we were in a great war, as in World War II, we were told to conserve, recycle, and do all kinds of things, and it's just the opposite here. It's get out and spend, and fly in an airplane, and consume, and give a tax break for Hummers. And we're trying to become more, or less dependent on Middle Eastern oil. Somehow it doesn't all play out exactly that way. Well, the wheels. I use a burrito for my batteries. I don't need anything else. I need my 2 wheels and a burrito.
We did pretty good in 2006. Got mentioned in a couple small local newspapers. We certainly cover all the issues. I was excited to see some of the local news stations had cameramen take in all of our extremely topical counter-propaganda. Thought for sure we would wind up on the local news.
Hey Micah, this is the first of a 10-day dream for auto enthusiasts. The event, the largest in North America, is expected to draw some 1 million families over the next week and a half. And they will have...
I never saw anything afterwards. Just the same pro-car bullshit.
Candies and chocolates, but you know what else is sexy on Valentine's Day? A sleek, powerful new car.
Yeah, you bet it does.
Retro cars are in, and people will have a lot of nostalgia, and they love the heritage vehicles.
Something about that car is just sexy.
I wish I had interacted more with the people attending the show. But it was just easier to hide behind a slogan or a banner. It's not like I expect people to toss their car keys into Lake Michigan and take a ride on my handlebars to the nearest bike shop. After all, we are like a group of divorce lawyers showing up at your wedding. It also struck me that we're a lot like a rock band that doesn't ever practice. We come out on stage with a lot of attitude and make a lot of noise.
How much are you planning on spending?
But it fizzles out quickly.
And after all, we're only ordinary men.
And I can't help but think we must really overwhelm people. The great American director John Ford had one golden rule: don't pack too many ideas into a scene.
Because we don't want Chicago to look like Detroit.
Our car show Shutdown is like every idea in the kitchen sink thrown into one scene. You might not like what he stood for, but you have to hand it to John Ford. He intuitively understood the American psyche. We could probably learn a thing or two from John Ford.
You got that oil and things you might be on your back?
Cars are destructive in horrifically lethal ways. People know that. They drive over shattered glass on the road and see shattered lives on the evening news. They might slow down for a moment to create a gaper's block, but they just drive on by and quickly put it all past them. It's just too terrible to dwell on.
And in the end, it's only round and round, round, round and round.
Family members and friends remember a little girl who brought so much love into this world. 4-year-old Myra Hirsch died yesterday while crossing this intersection with her mother and 6-year-old and 1-year-old brothers. The family had just visited the Lincoln Park Zoo. Neighbors say they are fed up with motorists who simply ignore the stop sign. Tonight, many who knew Maya are sickened by this tragedy.
This past week, and she was on her scooter, and it was just, I just can't, it's just so hard to believe she's not there. Very happy, and so she was telling me that she's going to turn 5, and just really happy, and you know, loved going up and down the block on her scooter all the time, and just a really sweet little girl.